Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to azizdrives. Today we have something very special, and it's a VW Golf 8R from Carformance. And this is not just an 8R, it's the 20 years edition. So before we start the review, make sure to check out the link in the description. Go ahead, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, subscribe to this channel. Let's begin with the design. So the Golf 8R 20 years edition marks the 20 years that the Golf in its most insane version has been built. It started with the Golf 4 R32, which is a 3.2 liter V6 or VR6 engine that was just brilliant to listen to, and still to this day is a very classic cars. The R division is a little bit different than the GTI division because they all have all-wheel drive, but it has so many people that love it and they really enjoy their air cars. So let's start to talk about this car. It hasn't changed a lot in design. The Golf looks still very interesting from the front. It has beautiful headlights in a very interesting shape. They kind of stayed true to themselves, evolved a bit from the Golf 4 up 5, 6, 7 and 8. It evolved a little bit, more facelifted, more modern, and it still looks like a Golf. Then we have the R emblem in a blue here with a blue line going all across the front part of the car and covering the whole face to display to you that this is something very special. Openings down here to cool the engine, a lot of options, sensors, etc. For the park distance control, for all bunch of stuff, for the distance control, driving with the cruise control on, and all of that beautiful stuff. Here is where it really starts to get crazy in terms of performance. We have a beautiful black wheel with blue brake calipers, our logo integrated into the caliper, and the wheel itself with Bridgestone tires that grip very well, and 360 millimeters of brake discs in the front. We have the blue logo on the side, we have the blue left and right mirror, very nice, and then we have the 20 years edition here on the side. The Golf has stayed kind of the same for the last decade, let's say from the 6, 7, 8. It all looks a little bit the same. They have kind of the same proportions. This C pillar here, the B pillar, the door, it's just got a little bit more cutting angles and cutting edges. At the back, again, beautiful wheel, very nice design. And then we have this very nice IQ light tail light, very nice design. I mean, when you blink it looks very beautiful. We have a little spoiler here also because this is the R and the performance variant, and we have 4 titanium exhaust pipes because this is the performance pack used in the 20 years edition. They give you the best of everything. Very interesting. Our logo here in the middle too. Very nice design. I really like the Golf. It's a manly car, and it really is for somebody that wants to drive daily, wants to drive on pass roads, on the track even. It's brilliant to experience. Let's hop to the front and see what the engine is all about. Let me pop the hood and show you what the engine is all about on the Golf 8R 20 years edition. And since this is the 20 years edition, we actually have the performance pack, which makes this 2-liter engine produce 333 horsepower, 420 Nm of torque out of an inline 4-cylinder engine, turbocharged with 2 liters of displacement. Accelerate the car from 0 to 100 in 4.6 seconds with a 7-speed DSG, and tops out at 270 kph. That's unheard of in an original normal Golf 8R. Very nice. So now, have a listen. Welcome to the interior of the Golf 8R Performance 20 years edition. The Golf has evolved, ladies and gentlemen. It's not an entrance car anymore. It looks absolutely crazy sitting inside it. First of all, materials used. So at the dashboard, of course, this is cheap plastic, but a little bit of a soft isolated plastic, somehow very interesting. And then we have the first time that they actually used carbon fiber in the dashboard, real carbon fiber as a premiere for the 20 years edition. Very nice. Then the R logo here in the blue, very nice color actually. Again, beautiful leather steering wheel, beautiful seats, combining a little bit of leather imitate with Alcantara and those stuff material in the middle with the blue lines to show you again that you're sitting in an R. I really like the design of this car inside it. The cockpit feels very fancy. They have some cheap materials like this plastic here covering the screen. I wish they had integrated this a little bit better, but you have a lot of stuff that you can do. For example, you can swipe here, change this screen. For example, you have a bunch of digital screens left and right, also to show you the RPM gauge and animations. Very, very interesting. You have so many driving options and modules and stuff you can do. Charge your phone here in the front or here in the middle. So many interesting stuff to look at. 12-volt battery chargers everywhere. Of course, modern times, modern solutions. Left and right upshift, DSG, this razor shaver kind of gear handle. Sadly, we don't have a manual gear e-brake anymore, but the car is not available in a manual anyway. So very, very interesting. USB-C charging ports, Alcantara on the side, a little bit of carbon used here. They saved a little bit of material costs, of course, because this is a Golf, of course. And then let's go through the functions of the screen. What can we do here? Where you can personalize all kinds of stuff in a new Golf 8R. And all of those VW cars, even in the Skodas, you can do so much stuff. You can connect Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You have the navigation system. You can change the behavior of the car, especially in an R. You can go to check how all kinds of stuff, how it looks. You can change the ambiente light if you want to another color. You can do so many things. You can change, adjust the volume, the bass and all of that. Okay, that is pretty standard. But the funniest thing is how to change the ambiente light experience. You can go infinity, eternity, desire. It changes the speedometer. It changes the light in the middle. Euphoria, like I am when I drive those cars. So much stuff. There's also something very fancy for your youngsters. I know that you like that, especially when you're picking up girls or friends. You can do a performance startup kind of where it revs the car up a little bit more. So to do that, you just press and hold the start button like this, hold it, and then you press the brake. And now it does those pops and bangs. Very, very interesting. But the most interesting and most important part is the R button here on the left side. Because when you take the R button, you change the dynamics of the car completely. We have some very interesting stuff. We have comfort for your daily drive, sport, race, and drift. And when you press drift, it sends more power to the back wheels, so you can actually do some skids. We will test that a little later. And for some strange reason, the throttle response is completely different. If you go to R mode again and you press special, you have a Nürburgring mode where it's specifically designed to drive on the Nürburgring and helping you out how to take those corners, how the car behaves, so you can drive as fast as possible on the Nürburgring. Race mode, you can adjust it a little bit. It shows you the information. The dynamic mode, the steering wheel, the engine sound, everything changes, even the ambiente light, to a race kind of start. So that is very interesting to do. Very, very good. Welcome to the back seats of the Golf 8R. I'm sitting quite comfortable in it, although I'm 185 tall, so it's pretty easy. I have enough knee space. It's not a bunch like in a limousine, but it's pretty okay. This beautiful seat doesn't bother me at all. I like the blue color. I like the combination of that leather in the back and the color here. Also, I like the Alcantara on the door. Very, very nice. It feels rock solid. Here in the middle, we also have this leather imitation. That's okay, with the blue stitchings and the blue line in the middle, showing you that this is something special. Alcantara also in the top part. And here, of course, we have two cup holders that are not that good integrated, and it has a soft feeling somehow. It feels like gummy or some isolation stuff, so very interesting. Then you have here this opening. You can do it like this to put your skis through. This is a car that you can take to your vacations, ski vacations, and drive with the all-wheel drive system. So very, very good. It's a pretty decent feeling. Climate control in the front, two USB-C ports so you can charge your phone, electric mirrors, of course, that's a must, and bars to hold yourself tight if you are driving with a ring taxi on the Nürburgring. That is a great thing to do. Let's check the luggage space compartment. Let me open the trunk to show you how much luggage space you actually have. So for your day-to-day drive, you would use this trunk. This is 374 liters of volume. That is pretty decent for your day-to-day drive. The car is 4.5 meters long, so that is great. If you need more, you just put the seats down, and then you have 1,230 liters in case you want to use this car as your transportation tool. That is not that bad at all. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is everything we can say about the Golf 8R 20 years performance. You can buy this car now at Carformance in Switzerland for 59,000 Swiss francs. It has only 150 kilometers on the clock, and we drove 100 kilometers of that. So this is an azizdrives special. Make sure to check them out. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next one. Goodbye.